everybody. Welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're going back to one of the biggest songs from the 1990s grunge era. And this one was from one of the leading grunge bands, the Smashing Pumpkins. The song is called Today, from 1993, and even though it's a heavy guitar song, it works fairly well on the mandolin, and maybe even will show you a few new chords or chord voicings that you haven't come across before on the mandolin, all right? So we'll get to that in a moment, but first, a little bit of business. If you're new here, thanks very much for checking out the channel, but don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button on your way out. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks very much for coming back. We always appreciate your support. But please check out some of the links down below. You can hit that super thanks button down below and show us your love for the channel. You can also join our Patreon team if you're looking for tabs for many of the songs here on RPM. They'll be appearing over the next few months at our Patreon page, so please check that out. Also, down below, we have links to the affiliates like Sweetwater and Amazon, where you can pick up some mandolin-related products. And don't forget to check out our Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin video series. The link is down below again. But that's enough business for you. Let's take a look at the song by the Smashing Pumpkins called Today, mandolin version, coming up here on RPM. Okay, this song starts off with a cool little intro riff here, or intro pattern. It goes... All right, what's that? Well, first I'm going to tell you that this song is in kind of a different key than maybe you're used to playing in. If you play bluegrass, though, it's probably not a very different key. But for rock songs, this key of E flat is a little bit different, and so it'll employ some chords that are a little bit different. So our opening lick, by the way, probably the original track was in dropped E tuning, dropped down to E flat, so that's why the song is in E flat. I'm doing it in the original key. Perhaps you may want to move it up a half step and play it in the key of E. But here's how it goes in E flat, all right? So this opening lick is the 5th fret of your D string, 6th fret of your A string, and 3rd fret of your E string, all right? So that's 3rd, 6, and 5, like that. And then you're going to have to pull your pinky in to reach this note over here, which is on the 8th fret of the A string, all right? So what I do is I keep it sort of locked down in that little triangular shape there, or semi-triangle, I guess, and like that. So you're going these two notes down to here, and then you're bringing in that one. So it's like, I'll show you just easily, like, right? You're doing it like that, and then like that over there, okay? So one more time, I'm just going... And I'm using all downstrokes here, starting on that 6th fret of the A string, all right? So 6, 6, 5, 8, 5, 6, 5, and then 3, 6, 5. So once more. Now the part I'm showing you here is a little bit different from the original on the guitar by Billy Corgan, because he's doing a little pull-off like that on the guitar. I can't really do that on the mandolin and still hit that note there, so I prefer just to do it sort of a plain way, or a easier way, like the way I showed you. But if you really can, if you can pull off from the 10th fret there, 10, 6, 5, then you'll get more of an authentic, I guess, Smashing Pumpkins riff, but I'm just doing it like this. I think that works nicely for the mandolin, doesn't it? Okay, now we get into the verses. The chords for the verses are similar throughout the song, but Billy Corgan throws us a couple of curveballs by changing the sequence of the chords in various verses. So what I recommend to you is just go and listen to the track once you learn the basic chords, and just see where he's changing up the sequence. I'm not going to go through all of the sequences here for you because they're kind of repetitive, but I'll show you the basic chords and the basic patterns, and you can go from there with it, all right? So it starts off with a... like that. Basic verse pattern, all right? So the first chord is this one, which is an E flat chord. That's right, it goes E flat, B flat, A flat during the verses, just like this. Right? Right? 3 times through. The next time he goes to this. Okay, so what are those chords? Well, that E flat chord, as I showed you, it's the 3rd fret here of your G string, and then you have the 5th fret and the 6th fret. Okay, of those middle strings, 5, so 3, 5, 6. All right, that's an E flat chord, E flat major chord. Then you're just moving, well, you're keeping this finger, your pointer finger, locked down at that 3rd fret on both of these strings now. So it's G string 3rd, D string 3rd, and you're just moving that little configuration down to the next strings. And it becomes a B flat chord, all right? So now you're 3rd, 3rd, 5, 6. Okay, so first from that E chord, the E flat chord, I mean, like this. Just like that, so. Okay, and then you're just gonna slide that down 2 frets to there, and now it becomes an A flat chord, all right? So you got 1st fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, and 4th fret there. And most of the time I'll just kind of ignore that E string, so you can play it as a 3-finger chord here, all right? So that's your A flat. So it goes E flat, B flat, A flat, right? And sometimes I will also use this voicing here, where I've got this first finger, and now my pinky here, and I'm kind of muting that E string there. I find that's a little bit easier for me to get that voicing like that, but you can play it like this as well. Either way, okay? So here's the pattern again. Okay, so the strumming pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4. They go through that 3 times, and then on the fourth pass through, he slides up 2 frets to the C chord here, all right? So now you're at the 5th fret, the 5th fret, 7th fret, and maybe if you want, you can pull in that 8th fret, but again, you don't have to. You can play that C chord as a kind of a 3-finger or a 3-string power chord, all right? So one more time. Okay, that through that 3 times, and then this on the 4th time. And all just downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're gonna go into this part, okay? So that's basically it for the verses throughout the song. Now, the next part is what I call a pre-chorus, and this is the part that Billy Corgan kind of changes up a few times in the song. It starts with that. Right? So what is that? Well, that's an F chord I'm using here. So that's the 5th fret of your G, 3rd fret here of your D, open A, and 1st fret of your E. A basic F chord, all right? So, but you're hitting it really, you're really hitting it hard here. Just like that, okay? So you're going from that F chord back to that A flat chord that I showed you before. 1st fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret. And again, I'm using this sort of configuration here, but you can also play it like that if you're a purist, right? And then we're moving up to that C again. Okay, so 2 chords that we've seen before, we're using now with the pre-chorus. Like that. But it's played a little more aggressively in this part. Downstrokes, right? Now 4th time through, it goes F, A flat, G, and D. One more time, F, A flat, G, D. And then back, today, right? And back into that part again, all right? So what is that? Well, there's a G chord there, 2nd fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the E, and then to your basic D, which is 2nd fret, open, 2nd, right? So one more time through that part. Okay, then he does that 3 times, and the 4th time he does this. Then back to the E flat, B flat, A flat. Once again. Okay, so as I said, Billy Corgan changes up the sequences sometimes in this song. There's one part where he goes, "Today is the greatest day I've ever had." So instead of going just E flat to B flat to A flat, he actually goes E flat, B flat, to E flat, A flat. Okay, he adds an extra E flat there. So today is the greatest, right? And A flat, like that. It's basically the same chords. Once again, your E flat chord, your B flat chord, and A flat in that sequence as well. All right, and finally, the very last part of the song, he changes up the sequence one more time. He goes, "Today is the greatest day I've ever had. Today is the greatest, right? Today." Okay, so there, he's just changing up the order again. He's going E flat, B flat, and then to C before he goes to that A flat, all right? So again, listen to the track, and you'll hear the times when Billy Corgan changes up those chord sequences, the order that he's going with them, all right? And yeah, it's kind of creative, a creative use of a basic chord progression, right? And that's what makes Billy Corgan, I think, such an interesting songwriter. So that's it. That is Today by the Smashing Pumpkins, a fairly basic song, although there are some tricky bits to get your fingers around, and those big power chords will probably test the strength of your wrist. It's good to get those power chords down, though, because you really do build up your arm strength, your hand strength, and your wrist strength by playing them. So thanks very much for tuning into this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button if you're new here, and check out all of the links down below in the information section of this video. My name's Mike DeJong. Thanks very much for watching RPM.